Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Jessica and I am a speech language pathologist. If you are new here, welcome. If you are returning, thank you for coming back. Today I am going to share a couple of summer updates with you, and I'm also going to talk about back to school and what I'm doing to prepare for this year to make this year as easy as possible. We know there will always be challenges that come up, but if you have a really good plan, you will not have to worry so much about some of those surprises when they will inevitably pop up. So the first thing I wanted to talk to you about is some summer updates. I have been working really hard on getting some merch together. I have always wanted to have some merch, and I have created some shirts that I am wearing, and it says neurodiversity is beautiful, because you guys know I'm a huge fan of neurodiversity. And I've also created some mugs that say celebrate minds of all kinds. And this is going to be your new favorite mug and your new favorite Friday shirt to wear on Jean Day when we're allowed to wear jeans, right? So if you think neurodiversity is beautiful, you want to celebrate minds with me of all kinds, there is a link under the video that says like you can shop my merch stuff. So I made these specifically with my own students and my son in mind, of just kind of representing this idea of the is beautiful. And you can see on the shirts, when you look at them up close, I tried to add this detail of on the back it says neurodiversity is beautiful really big, and then you can see the brain with the flowers, which you know if you've watched my other videos that I love the symbolism of the brain with the flowers, and the idea of neurodiversity is like a garden, and the garden is more beautiful when you have more flowers. So it's the brain with the flowers, and then you've got kind of the little funky rainbow coming out of the brain that's been pretty trendy. So I think you will have a lot of fun wearing it this year. I think you will get a lot of compliments on it of people who also are into this idea of neurodiversity and how beautiful it is. Okay, so those are the quick updates on some stuff I've been working on this summer, kind of like behind the scenes wise. Now, let's talk about back to school. And if you're like me, you have a lot of different feelings about school. As a mom, I'm kind of excited to have a little bit of time where I don't have chickens is what we call our children, where I don't have my chickens underfoot. And I'm excited to watch them learn and grow and see all of the great things that they're going to learn this year. But on the other hand, I told you guys in an earlier video, I've been napping almost every day this summer. I set a goal for 100% accuracy for napping. It didn't happen, but I was pretty close. And I'm kind of sad to lose my nap time. But things change. Things are always changing. That's just kind of the nature of the game. And so back to school is here. And as I'm thinking about back to school, I want to go in with a strategic plan. You also know that I love a good strategy. So I want to share this plan that I have been using, this strategy that I use with my speech therapy students, specifically my preschool speech therapy students. And I have created, and I have been using this for years, but I just got it like sellable to like sell to people this summer. This is like my own personal strategy. And it is these, it's like I don't know if the right word is a curriculum or a calendar or speech therapy homework. I'm not really sure. So what it is I have created these weekly themes. And I've shown these in several of my videos before when I talk about things that I am doing in my speech room. and they just weren't on my store ready to be sold. So they are sellable. There is a link in the description to these. But let me explain how they work, because they are just amazing and you will never go back. Okay, so I call them speech therapy homework, but really it's your lesson plan too. It's both. And so at the top, I have a little statement that just says, here's a copy of the theme we are targeting in speech this week. I recommend borrowing these books from the library and singing the nursery rhyme or song at least once a day this week. I also recommend setting a 10-minute timer and focusing on the vocabulary words while doing the suggested activities. So this you're gonna send home, okay? Let's break this down into two parts that's gonna be easier to understand. So let's talk about you as the speech pathologist and what you are gonna be doing with this paper in your speech session. Okay, you are going to look at the theme. Actually, back up. You're going to get this resource and you are going to print off every single page, all 36 of them. So I made 36. If you're in a traditional, 36 weeks school year, you've now got a whole year of themes, homework, and lesson plans just ready for you. So you're gonna print it off. You're gonna put it in a folder and you're gonna have them ready to go so that you don't even have to think about it from week to week. What am I gonna do with my preschool speech therapy students? I've got you covered. So print them off, put them in a folder. And then you are going to take them out each week. So what I do is I write the week, and I left it open because I know it's gonna change from year to year, from person to person. So you're gonna write in the date of the week. Our first week that I'm going to be seeing students is the week of the 18th or the 19th in 2024. And our theme is going to be back to school and bus. So I'm gonna look at this and I'm gonna say, okay, this is my theme. I'm gonna focus on this all week with my preschool speech therapy students. So I see students twice a week, typically. So I do the exact same activities on those 2 days that I see my students. If you see students once a week, okay, that's cool too. If you see them 3 times a week, you can repeat this activity 3 times a week. The more repetition, the better, in my opinion. It's okay to do the same activities. It's okay to read the same books. We know that these students of ours need a lot of repetition, so it's actually really good for us to repeat the same activities. Okay, so now the next thing you're gonna do is you're gonna look at the books. I have recommended some of my favorite books that I, again, have been using. I've been a speech pathologist for like 10 years now. So I am kind of a book snob. I love books. The books that I have picked are my own personal favorite books to use with my students. So you're gonna look at the books and you're gonna say, okay, do I need to buy books for this theme? Do I already have books for this theme? And you're gonna take care of making sure you have your books, okay? And when your student comes in for your session, you're gonna follow the same 3 steps every day. You are going to read the book, sing the song, and do a play-based activity. So I have suggested a song, a book, a song, and I've suggested several activities that are kind of play-based in nature. Now, you as the speech pathologist are going to use your clinical judgment to adapt this to your individual students. The play-based activities, you can either come up with your own or you can use some of the ones that I have suggested to get your wheels turning, and you're going to do that. The vocabulary words are for the parents specifically. I know you know what words you need to target. So like if you have a student who's working on multi-syllable words, then use your clinical judgment to change up the words that you're going to be targeting in your session. But for the most part, most preschool speech therapy students need to be working on like verbs and core vocabulary, and that is what you'll find with these vocabulary words. The suggested activities are play-based. Those are for the parents to do at home. I have tried really, really hard to get activities, think of activities that are very easy to implement, that are gonna give parents a lot of bang for their buck and their time buck specifically. And they can just follow along using things they probably already have at home. So for example, this week I'm suggesting that they play with a bus or vehicle toys themes this week. read back to school books. Again, I recommended that parents get these from the library so they're not having to pay money for them. I want them to look for buses while they're driving around this week. Kids get so excited when they see buses, and then just look at it out the window, talk about what the bus does. And then I want them to practice saying the vocabulary words while they pretend to drive a bus to different places. So you can see that it's really easy for you to adapt as a speech pathologist. It's also really easy for parents to adapt to use this as speech therapy homework. So even though it says speech therapy homework at the top, you're using this as your lesson plan. You're going to make a copy of this every week. So if you have 6 preschool speech therapy students, you're going to make 6 copies of this, and you're going to have it ready to go to slide in your speech homework folder or give to your caregivers each session. And again, we have 36, like y'all, this is a ton of these themes that you're going to have a whole year's worth of, just like this. Books, songs, activities, print it off, get it ready, send it home. You're going to look like you have your ish way together, which I love because it really helps parents to trust you and be like, okay, she's got it together. I'm going to trust her. I can do this. I can play for 10 minutes. I can check out a book from the library. So again, I've got this. I would love it. Like, I really think that it would be so helpful if you grab this now at the beginning of the school year, so you have your whole year of preschool speech therapy themes planned for you, ready to go. I also, just another thing with these themes, have really tried hard to make them where you can focus specifically on sequencing and also location words, just because I tend to find a lot of my students need that. But the sequencing in particular helps to build storytelling skills, it helps to build vocabulary, it helps to kind of organize language. So you will find that there's a lot of sequencing prompts in these. And again, it's to help that foundational kind of reading and writing skills that these preschool students are going to need as they get older. So like, we have also a lot of food, because food is easy to sequence and it's fun. So we have like making pancakes, making spaghetti, ice cream sundaes, peanut butter and jelly, pizza, tacos, if I didn't say that. You'll see a lot of those. You've got some of your traditional themes like, pumpkin, Christmas, Easter. Some themes were made around like books that I like. Some themes were just made around like traditional themes like camping, beach. Overall, like I said, there's 36. If you want to see exactly which 36 themes are included, it's in my TPT store. So I'm going to link it in the description. There's a link to the merch if you want to just check that out. Also in, you can see the link to the store under this video. And I hope that you have some great ideas, that you're getting excited for back to school, even if we have to give up our naps. I am excited to see my students. I feel like I'm pretty good at my job, and I love feeling like I'm helping my students and my caregivers. So I hope that I'm giving you some inspiration to do the same, and I hope you will come back for my next video real soon.